Okay, hello. I'm Apocalypse, the Geek Guru, and today I'm going to talk about something very interesting, and that is racism. Specifically, racism in comic books and how tokenization is just racism, and how changing the color, the race, the gender, the sexuality of a character is bigotry. Okay, and to start with, I'm going to talk about simply race swapping a character. Now, a lot of people have been fooled into thinking that if you change the race of a character, oh, that's adding more diversity. You're being inclusive and diverse and whatever you fooled yourself into thinking that you are. No, you aren't. You're being racist. And let me explain why. You have looked at the color of a character and you have said, no, that's not good enough. That color is wrong. That character needs to be a different color. Explain to me how that isn't racism. Okay? And a lot of people are going to be like, a lot of people are going to say, oh, there's so many white characters in comic books. Oh, there's so many white characters in comic books. It's like, okay. If you want to add diversity, if you want to make comics more diverse, you don't take away characters. You don't take away races, or you don't change the a bowl of M&Ms. Let's think of comic books as a bowl of M&Ms. Okay? Or yeah, a bowl of M&Ms. If I say I want this bowl of M&Ms to be more diverse, does that mean I want you to take out the red ones and replace them with green ones? No. That means I want more green ones. I want more red ones. I want more blue ones. I want more diversity. I don't want you to pick some out and then replace them with another. And that's what people are doing now in comics and in shows and all this different stuff. They think that that's diversity. Oh, we're diversifying it. We're taking out another race and replacing it with another. That is not diversity. That is not making it more diverse. That is not adding more to it. You're just replacing it with something else that you think is good. And again, that's freaking racist. To be like, oh, this character is too white. Too white? Do you hear yourself? Like, Jesus. Oh, this thing is too white. This is too. I hear that too much. That's what it is. I hear too white, too much. There's no such thing as too white. That's racist to say. Too white, saying something is too white is the same thing as saying it is too black, it is too Asian, it's too Hispanic. That's freaking racism. But oh, we have this whole double standard of reverse racism. That is just a justification for your prejudice. That is all reverse race. That is all that term is. That is all you just, that is reverse racism. If you say that, that is just you justifying your racism. That's all that is. It's just, oh, it's not racist. It's reverse racism. What the what does that mean? That just means that you're being racist to people and then justifying it by saying, "Oh, their race is racist." What do you mean their race is racist? Like that no. Again, there's no such thing as reverse racism. That's a made-up term used by people so that they can justify their own racism. That doesn't exist. There's no such thing as reverse racism. Again, I will say this again because it needs to be said as many times as it can be heard. There's no such thing as reverse racism. There is only That is only that's BS that is made up by people to justify their own racism. So they can be like, oh, this race has been racist to my race in the past, so that justifies me hating them. No, it freaking doesn't. Like, no actions against any race are justified by whatever that race has done in the past. Like, if you were racist to me, that's racist. That's racism. It doesn't matter that I'm white. And you can try and justify it however you want and be like, oh, well, you're white. I'm sure your ancestors were racist. They were they had slaves and stuff like that. It's like, no. My ancestors didn't come in here till the 1900s. After slavery. So no. I don't care where I live. I don't care where I'm from. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what my ancestors did. I don't care what my family has done. Like, that is just you judging people based on prejudice, based on their looks. And that's freaking racist. Like, how is this? Why do I feel like I have to say this? Like, no. Changing a character. Okay, let's get into comics. Okay, you race swap a character. That's racist. And let me tell you why. It's because the race of that character bothered you. You didn't like the race of that character. So much so that you felt the need to change the race of that character. And then you want to project and flip the script and be like, anyone who is against your change, oh, they're the racist. Yeah, they're the racist for not wanting their character race swapped. A character that they might have grown up and loved and cared for their entire life. They don't want them to see them change just for some political BS that you feel as though you have to push forward. Like, no. It's not racist for me to say that you shouldn't change the race of a character. It's racist for you to feel as though the character's race needs to be changed. You feel as though that race isn't good enough. They're not good enough. They need to be changed. They need to be changed into another race. A better race. What the... Whew. Okay. That is messed up. You can't just... No. You can't just change the race of a character and be like, oh, we're trying to be diverse. If you were really trying to be diverse, you'd come up with, I don't know, new ideas, new characters. Or you would expand on the characters you already have. Like, here's the thing. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, they're not good characters. They aren't long-lasting, influential characters because of their race or their gender. They're long-lasting, incredible characters because they have character. It has nothing to do with their race or sexuality. It's who they are as a person. And if you think that a character's race or sexuality needs to be changed to make it better, then you are the bigot. Because you're the one who is not looking at a character for who they are, but for these arbitrary traits that they were born with. You think, let's make it more inclusive and make this character bi, or make this character gay, or make this character a lesbian. Why don't you just make new characters that are that? Oh, here's the reason why. Because when you do that, you push that to the front forward. Like, look, we made a lesbian character. Look, we made a bisexual character. Look, we made a gay character. And that's why those characters fail, because that's all they are about, is their sexual identity or their racial identity. That's not what makes a good hero. Again, Spider-Man is not a good hero. He's not he's not a great hero because of his race or his gender or his sexuality. It's because he embodies what a hero should be. Race, sexuality, gender, those are on the freaking back burner. Those don't matter when it comes to a character and whether or not they are a good person. Think about your friends. If you are the type of person who, when you meet someone, you're like, hey, what's your sexuality? And if they're like, oh, I'm straight, and you just like, oh, no, I don't want to be friends with straight people. I feel like those are the type of people who run comic books nowadays. And if you disagree with me, go ahead and look at what lot of blah, blah, blah. That one woman said in Marvel. And she literally said, I only want brown or black people who are bisexual or queer or, this or that. She literally said that in a post. She was like, I only want these people applying. That is racism and bigotry. That is, if you say, I only want these people to apply, that's bigotry. That is freaking bigotry at its most. But people don't care because it's reverse racism. Oh, they're trying to diversify. Are they? Or are they just trying to replace all of the red and blue and brown and green M&Ms with brown M&Ms? That's all they're doing. That's what they think diversity is. It's not adding more to it. It's taking stuff away and replacing it with what you want. Back to my freaking M&M analogy. If I say I want this bowl of M&Ms to be more diverse, I don't want you to take out the brown ones. I don't want you to take out any. I want you to add more colors to it. It's not rocket science, okay? It's simple shit. And I don't understand why people have such a difficult time understanding this stuff, especially comic book and executives and like movie and TV show. Why do they keep doing this crap? Why do they think it's gonna work? How do they not see that it's racist and bigotry to change the gender, the race, the sexuality of a character? You're saying, okay, what they were wasn't good enough. If they weren't good enough, why are you making a comic about them? Why do you feel the need to change their race, their gender, their sexuality, so you can hijack their fan base? Because that's all it really is. I saw any of this Son of Kal-El, crap, Batwoman BS. That's all it is. It's just like, hey, we're going to try and hijack your fans. You have an already established fan base, so we're going to put your name on it, and then we're going to change it to what we want it to be. Because we want this thing to be out there. We want it to be popular. Even though nobody wants it to be popular, we want it to be popular. No one cares. No one else cares about it, but we care about it. So we want it to be out there. We want it to be popular. And anyone who doesn't think it should be popular, they're a bigot. They're wrong. How's that working out for you? CW, who's selling their company, Netflix, whose stocks tanking. How's that working out for you? Marvel, DC, who hasn't had a top 10 graphic novel in like a year. Like, all of this diversity is okay, but when it's done from a good place, when you actually try and make things diverse, not change things, and then try and be like, you can't come into DC and Marvel and be like, hey, these highly successful brands? They're wrong. They've been wrong for years. They're too white. They need to be changed up. That's why they're starting to freaking tank now, because you came in and you tried to change something that was working fine. That was inclusive. That was for everybody already. It was already for everybody. If you go back and look at comic stories, go and look at movies, go and look at all this other shit, a lot of it was already for everybody. But you wanted to change it and only make it for people that agree with you. That is why your sales are where I take a shit. That is why y'all companies are doing terribly. Why you have to sell. Why your stocks are in the freaking shitter. That is why. Because you have looked at your fans and said, no, you're all wrong. You're a bunch of bigots. You're a bunch of istophobes and all of this crap. That's why y'all's companies are tanking. Because y'all are listening to people on Twitter. What kind of twat goes on Twitch shit and complains about, oh, I don't like this? Guess what? 90% of people who like things, they don't feel the need to go out on Twitter and be like, oh, I loved this. No, it's only people who are pissed off about things that feel the need to go out and say, oh, I hate this. I'm so pissed off. And those are the people that these companies listen to. I don't know who named Twitter, but they're a genius because it's full of freaking twits. An old joke, yeah, but screw it. It still works. But yeah. So I believe I've said all that I need to about that topic. If you like, I might have to go over and look and stuff and see if there's anything I missed. But if you feel as though there's anything that I missed, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know. I'll make a whole other video dedicated to this topic because it needs it. Honestly, more people need to realize that this whole race swapping, gender swapping, sexuality swapping, it's just bigotry. It's just, oh, these characters need to be fixed because they're not good enough the way they are. What happened to inclusivity or whatever the hell you want to say? Like, oh, we love everybody for who they are, except this white, straight male. We want to change them. They need to be changed. They need to be made better. That's all they're doing. Because it's like Black Panther is still straight and black and a man. That character doesn't need to be changed at all. No. It's only the straight white ones. Only the straight white ones. Only the straight white men. They're the ones that need to be changed or changed over. Or any sort of white character. Or any sort of straight white character, honestly. Look what they did to freaking Batwoman. They're making her what, black, Latina? Doesn't matter because it's fucked up. You weren't okay. You disliked that white character so much that you felt the need to change it. So don't you come in and say, I'm the racist one for not wanting what is already there changed. You were the one who came in and wanted to change it. It bugged you, it bothered you, it mattered to you so much you had to change it. So don't say I'm the fucked up one. Don't say I'm the one who has messed up morals. No, you are, because you're the one who wanted to come in and change things and make them better because they weren't good enough the way they were. The race, the sexuality, the gender that they were, that wasn't good enough for you. You had to change it, make it better. So don't you say I'm the bigot. You're the bigot for wanting to come in here and change shit. Make your own freaking characters. Have a little bit of intellectual integrity and be like, you know what? This character works, but I feel as though I want to add more diversity. So maybe I should make my own character. Do that. But don't make it some woke BS, because that's what look at America Chavez. No one cares about her comic because the only reason for her comic is to be this woke BS. Make a good character and then make their sexuality, their gender, their whatever a bit more nuanced, like it is like it is for white male characters. Go and look at comics about Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. There aren't a whole lot of freaking times where they're like, "Oh, I love you, Lois Lane," or Selena Kyle, or this or that. No, their gender, their sexuality, their race play very little part in their stories. It's about who they are inside. Stop judging a character. No, stop judging people by the color of their skin or their sexuality or their gender, and start judging them by the content of their character. That is why y'all are bigots. Anyone who wants to change the gender or race or sexuality of a character, that's why y'all are bigots. Because y'all aren't looking at who they are as people. And if that's what y'all want so bad, why don't you do it? So okay, I think that ought to cover it. All right, so if you like this video, if you like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share. If you didn't like it, tell me why. Tell me why you think I'm wrong. Tell me, if you think you can do better, tell me how. If you think you can do better, make your own channel. That's what I did, again. So yeah. I've been Apocalypse, the Geek Guru, trying to help you towards the light.